You have to admire her, don't you? Mrs. Knott.
Oh, yes.
I mean, she's just lost her husband and she's so calm and brave. If I was her, I'd be in floods, permanent floods.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, I think I would.
No, what I meant was, there's nothing wrong with a few tears. Perfect self-control. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Well, wouldn't know, would I?
Anyway, maybe that's why she's here. Talk a few things out.
I doubt it. She's seen Caroline.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I just meant that if she wouldn't want to, you know, to talk.
Hope not.
It's a heartless thing, cancer. But Jeff never complained. He was always the easygoing sort, from when I first met him. Of course, that does mean that people took advantage of him sometimes. You know what I mean. Give anything to anyone. I'm a lot more careful.
Yes, I'm sure. You always seem very composed. You're obviously coping very well.
You have to, don't you? They'd have talked the shirt off his back, some of them, if it weren't for me. He had to be looked after, even before he was ill. In fact, I'm still looking after him now, I suppose, in a way.
Yes, I'm sure. Is there anything wrong?
What?
With you, I mean. It's just that time is pressing and I do have a full list. So if you need any help...
Yes, time is pressing. And we can't allow that, can we?
I'm sorry.
It's not help I want exactly. But there is something I want to say on Jeff's behalf.
Well, look, if it's counselling that you think you need...
Counselling? What for?
Grief counselling. There are people trained...
Why should I need counselling? There's nothing wrong with me. This is not about me. It's about my husband. Nothing was actually said, was it, at the time?
Said? What about?
I expect you can't, really. I mean, you can't just come out and say it. But you shouldn't ignore it, either. I mean, it's people's lives.
I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand.
I'm talking about the way you helped him. What you did for him at the end. I think you know what I mean, Dr. Powers.
No, I think you should let him sleep. Look, I'm sorry, Phil. You asked, and that's what I think. Well, will you phone the school and say you'll be in later? Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it now, is there? I've got patience. Phil? Phil?
Are you all right?
Yes. No, it's Dan.
Oh, is he not well?
No, he's all right, really. He's been having these nightmares. It's been going on for 3 nights now. He's worn himself to a frazzle. I don't know what to do with him.
Oh, I know. When I was a kid, I used to have these terrible dreams. I kept seeing these spoons. Right the life out of me.
Well, with Dan, it sounds like he's drowning in some dreadful flood, poor kid.
They do get over it, though. Once they see daylight, they forget all about it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And you're the one left trembling.
You're telling me. Neither of us has had any sleep. We're both at the end of our tether. Phil just hung up on me. Said he had the washing to get on with.
If I had the choice, I'd send him out to work and I'd sit at home watching daytime TV. What you need now is a nice, uncomplicated day without any problems.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, how's this for starters? Tim Fry's mum's just cancelled. Whatever was blighting the kids obviously cleared itself up.
Brilliant. An afternoon gap, thank God.
Unless anything else crops up, of course.
Don't let it, please. I could do with breathing space today.
I'm still not sure I understand. Your husband had cancer. There was nothing we could do for him except manage the pain.
Yes, that's what you called it at the time. Managing the pain. But really, we know there was a lot more to it than that.
What do you mean?
The pain was more than managed, Dr. Powers.
Look, I know his suffering must have been distressing.
Distressing? Of course it was distressing. That didn't mean I was happy to lose him, did it?
Are you suggesting that
You didn't think to ask, even over something like that. And if you believe you were right to do what you did, shouldn't you at least have the decency to say so? That's what I've come to tell you. I may be composed, as you put it, but I don't intend to let this pass. You killed my husband, and for his sake, I'm going to do something about it.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Phil, it's me. What's going on? Can you call me back as soon as you can?
That's right, Mr. Edwards, with Dr. Maguire. That's who you asked for. No, he's absolutely fine. He's here safe and sound. That's all right. It's no trouble at all, Mr. Edwards. We'll see you later then. Goodbye. Oh, honestly, we're supposed to be the sensitive ones, but it makes you wonder sometimes. Men are mean.
Mr. Edwards,
Yeah,
can we reassure him you won't see a woman?
exactly. Which you can understand, I suppose, but he called yesterday. And now he wants to know if Dr. Maguire's gone under a bus or something on his way to work. He must have something very embarrassing.
Oh, I doubt it, Joe. Not Roland Edwards. He's terrified of any woman who might ask him to undo the top button of his cardigan. Which most women wouldn't dream of doing anyway. He's not exactly overburdened with charisma.
Isn't he?
Well, put it this way, he makes Mr. Bean look like George Clooney.
Everything all right?
Yeah, fine. Kate, could I have a word? You and Matt, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Is lunchtime all right?
Yeah, thanks.
Mac's room.
Yeah.
You've stopped moving. Well, I don't often see you in repose. You should try it more often.
I just saw Caroline. She wants a word.
Well, I always found that anti-disestablishment...
Vegetarianism, yeah. Thanks, Mac. No, something's bothering her.
What?
Well, she didn't say, but I've got a feeling.
What?
Is she thinking of leaving?
I mean, the letter was sent out, was it?
Of course.
From here?
Yes.
Only Mrs. Fry hasn't heard from rheumatology yet, and she should have done by now.
Well, look, I'll get on to them, OK?
Thanks. And you can tell them how staggeringly unimpressed I am with their efficiency.
I'll give them the diplomatic version of that, if you like, yes?
No, not the diplomatic version. They fall down on their jobs. My workload increases as a direct result. So you can tell them from me to get their fingers out.
Helen,
What?
Caroline hasn't said anything to you, has she?
What about?
Anything. Things in general.
Oh, what, the weather? The state of the test match? What?
I just get the feeling she's not very happy.
Happy? Oh, is that what we're supposed to be? No, Kate, she hasn't told me anything about the state of her well-being. Maybe we're both too busy sorting out other people's cock-ups.
I didn't know what she was talking about at first. She was perfectly calm. And then when it did begin to sink in, I still wasn't sure. I thought she was thanking me.
For what?
Helping him. Speeding his end.
But it wasn't that, was it?
Oh no, it soon became pretty clear. She wants to drag me through the mire.
I'm sorry. This just is not good enough. Look, it's exactly the same as yesterday. I'm going to have to ditch my caterer. What's wrong?
Mrs. Knott. She said I assisted in the death of her husband.
What? Oh, that's ridiculous. Isn't it?
Isn't it? Well, thank you, Mag.
You know what I mean.
I know what you said.
So how are you supposed to have done this?
Morphine, I suppose. She said something about managing the pain.
He was on a pump. But you recorded the amounts.
Well, yeah, of course, but what does that prove? No one's going to put overdose, are they?
Look, there's no way that you could have... I mean, it's quite tricky gauging the amounts.
I came to you for support.
And you'll have my support, you know that, but if Mrs. Knott decides to continue with this...
Which she will.
Well, these are just the sort of questions someone is going to ask. And it's best that you think about them now. Look, among friends. Look, it's no good making soothing noises, especially if it's going to leave you unprepared.
Unprepared for what?
Mrs. Knott has a grievance and she's not going to keep it to herself. She's going to speak to a lawyer. Or the press. Which is exactly why we have to be prepared. I'll call a meeting. Let the others know.
No.
They have to sooner or later. This is not just your problem, Caroline. We can't have them reading about it in the papers, can we?
Well, this has been a real comfort. Thank you, Mac.
No, Caroline, look, we'll get it sorted. I'm sure we will.
Are you really? Then tell me how.
Oh, Mrs. Stab?
Edwards.
Oh, of course. You're a bit early.
I know. I've got a few things to get in town, and I thought I'd just look in first, you know.
Yes?
I intend to come back later, only as I was actually passing, you know, I thought, well, no harm in checking.
Checking?
Yeah, that Dr. Maguire is still,
Oh, of course.
Good.
Well, no, actually, what I mean to say is we've had a bit of a problem.
Oh, dear.
I've had to do a little bit of rejiggling.
Oh, dear.
Do you want to make another appointment?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's getting quite urgent.
Dr. Thompson can see you.
Yeah, but this is a bit...
She's very sympathetic and discreet.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's no alternative, I suppose.
Not today, I'm afraid.
So I'll have to, then. I can't really put it off. Yeah, all right.
Right. I thought that Rana was supposed
They've asked you to rejig, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just let him sweat a bit. It'll do him good.
Oh, but he looks so frightened.
Something about these timid, shy types.
Oh, no.
They get right up my nose.
Did you explain to her?
Oh, she didn't give me chance. She came to tell me I'd killed her husband. I found it pretty difficult to say anything after that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it came right out of the blue. She wasn't angry or anything. She was perfectly calm.
Well, first off, I think I should go and see her. Chat this thing over.
Oh, it's going to take more than a chat.
Well, maybe if we explain that...
No, she won't let go. I mean, what? She's going to nod her head and say, I'm terribly sorry I've made a mistake. I don't think so. She wants a pound of flesh.
Well, I still need to talk to her before she decides to talk to anyone else.
Look, shouldn't I go?
No.
Now I've got my head round this, because I can tell you now it's going to take more than a chat to put her off.
That's not going to help.
And one of your sympathetic heart-to-hearts is, I suppose.
Well, I don't think it would do any good going in mob-handed, if that's what you mean.
No, what we actually need to do is frighten her off. No point making soothing noises, you said. Well, does that apply to Mrs. Knott too, or just to me?
Caroline, she's just lost her husband.
Yes! And she's blaming me. So shouldn't she know the consequences of that? That we just don't sit here and take it. We fight back. Are you going to put that in your little chat?
It's not personal, Doctor. Well, it is, but not because of you. I mean, I'm sure you're very good and everything.
Mr. Edwards, why don't you just tell me what this is about, and then I can tell you whether or not...
It's this woman.
Yes?
Well, she's very nice. I met her through the personal columns. I think she likes me. But I do need... Well, before it goes any further, I need some advice. I don't know what to do.
Is it your first time?
No, it's not that. But I've got this tattoo.
Have you?
I'm thinking I ought to get rid of it. Is that possible at all?
Well, it is possible, yes, but it might be easy to alter it if it spells out the wrong name, for instance. Where is it?
Well, that's rather why I was hoping to see Dr. Maguire.
What's going on?
What?
Mac's just gone flying out.
Oh, you know Mac. It's a mercy dash. He's gone to see one of my patients.
One of yours?
One who happens to accuse me of killing her husband.
What?
Oh, haven't you heard? I thought you'd probably told everyone by now.
No, I've heard nothing.
Yeah, well, you soon will, because of course we all have to be open about this, don't we? Meanwhile, he charges off to see my accuser and to hold a hand and sympathise.
No, actually, he was quite keen to show me in the end. I only just managed to persuade him to copy it out on the notepad instead.
What was it?
Hot rod, entwined with a snake.
Blimey.
I told him I was shocked.
You didn't?
Yeah, 2 Ds in rod. That's terrible. Anyway, I'm supposed to be seeing Jill Boone. Is she here yet?
Oh, no, she's in with Rana.
Rana?
Yeah, he said he thought we could handle her.
But she's my patient.
No. Oh, wait a minute. There's a message from Phil. He's been trying to reach you.
I've been trying to reach him.
He's been up at the school chatting to the teachers.
What about? What's wrong?
No, Dan's fine, don't worry. Apparently, a few days ago, he shoved a load of paper towels into the sink just to see what might happen. And what happened was he flooded them.
That's my Dan.
And he didn't tell anybody, and he got all worried about it.
And then he kept us all awake with dreams of massive floods. So it was guilt. And I was feeling sorry for him.
You know in your own mind that you didn't do it. Why keep on going through these?
Well, I wouldn't have meant to do it, but suppose I made a mistake.
But you didn't.
Well, you know the difference. I say it's a mistake. She says I meant to do it.
Caroline, I know you. All right, you've missed the odd thing in the past. But you haven't made a mistake. How many times have you been through these?
I don't know, 5, 6?
Then stop! You haven't made a mistake. You don't make mistakes. Not like that.
And what if she says the notes are wrong, then I have falsified them?
Well, then she'll just have to prove it, won't she?
Oh, but Rana, if someone flings mud like this, then it sticks. People doubt proof or no proof. They talk, they whisper, and then they register somewhere else.
Caroline, how many times have I told you? You're a good doctor. Everybody knows that.
Yes. But patients like you, they don't like me.
Rubbish.
No, they don't. And maybe it's because I'm not that keen on them. With their niggles and their complaints.
Me too, sometimes.
I'm serious. You know that stuff that Matt goes on about? Treating the patient as well as the illness? I don't see it. If something needs fixing, then I fix it. That's why I went into medicine, to sort things out. Not to become some sort of agony aunt.
Yeah, well, that's just professional distance.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like professional distance. It feels out of sight.
Look, Caroline, we don't all come from the same mould, do we? That doesn't mean to say you don't have a lot to offer. You know that.
No, I don't, actually. And even if I have, I don't know if I want to keep on offering any more.
Caroline's feeling a bit fragile at the moment.
Has Mac already gone to see Mrs. Knott?
She's not the sort to get hysterical. She's obviously thought things through.
Meaning she might have a case?
And that's not what I meant.
But she might.
Is that what you think?
Well, I can't say, can I? But Mac's right, it is serious. We can't just ignore the problem. Let's face it, Caroline does have her weaknesses.
Yes, but for goodness sake.
I know, and I'm not jumping to conclusions, but she doesn't relate to patients like she should.
That doesn't mean to say she goes around administering lethal doses of morphine.
Of course not. But you fail to get in touch with patients and you run into all sorts of problems. They don't know how to take you. Actually, I always thought she'd make a good surgeon. You know, she relates better to people when they're out cold.
She never showed much sympathy for Jeff, I thought. A little mechanical, you know? And always in a hurry. But very professional. I'm not saying otherwise. She did a good job.
She's a good doctor.
The thing is, she didn't really communicate properly. She wouldn't always tell me what was going on. And sometimes you do need to know.
If you feel you didn't know what was happening to Jeff...
You're saying I might have got it wrong. I didn't. She made a decision. She asked no one. She told no one. She decided that Jeff had gone on long enough. And it's not going to bring him back. But it has to be acknowledged. It was wrong, and something has to be done. Something has to be said. It shouldn't be ignored.
We're not ignoring it.
This could get awkward for you, couldn't it?
That's not the point.
I'm sorry if it does. I don't mean it to. But right is right. What did she know about what Jeff was feeling? What we were both going through? She didn't ask. She didn't even think to ask. She took matters into her own hands, and you can't do something like that. No one can. It's unthinkable.
I don't think it's unthinkable.
What do you mean?
Only that people do sometimes think those things. But I'm certain Dr. Powers
I know what happened. And I know what to do. I'm going to a solicitor this afternoon.
Okay, if you'd just like to go to reception and, Joe, is that okay? Well?
I'm sorry. She is pretty determined.
So it was a waste of time.
No, I wouldn't say that. I tried
And what
to-
exactly did you say, Mac? That we're all tremendously concerned for you, Mrs. Knott? That we're on your side?
Caroline, I wasn't going to attack her, was I?
No, of course not. She's having a bad time, isn't she? She's under a great deal of stress. And I'm not, I suppose. Well, thank you, Mac. I know exactly where your sympathies lie.
I do have some patients this afternoon, don't I?
Yeah.
Or can I have the notes, please? If I'm honest, Kate, I think I made things worse. I thought if I gave Rachel the chance
Had to
talk...
try.
Yeah, right. Well, there seems to be a pretty solid wall there, believe me. And I really do believe that she's after some kind of payback.
So what do you say to the others?
Not very much at the moment. Just keep the story straight. Everyone hears the same thing at the same time. No rumours, no gossip.
You've seen Caroline.
Briefly, yeah. She was not well pleased.
She didn't mention.
What?
Rana says she's thinking of resigning.
No, do you know she didn't mention that? That's going to look really good, isn't it, if it gets out? Hasn't she thought about that?
Sorry to interrupt, but there's someone here to see
Not
you.
now, Joe, okay.
Well, I know you're busy.
It's not a good time.
Joe, who is it?
Well, that's what I thought you'd want to know. It's Mrs. Knott.
Well, I wanted to ask you something before I do anything else about what you said before.
And what was that?
You see, I have to make all the decisions on my own now. I can't talk it through with Jeff like I used to.
If you could, what would he say?
He'd say, forget about it. Don't make a fuss.
Well, perhaps it would be...
But that's not the point. He never made a fuss. Not about anything. That was his way. It's what I loved him for. But I had to make a fuss for him. And it's not fair if I stop doing it now because he's not with me anymore.
Then what did you want to ask?
What you meant when you came to see me. You said something I didn't understand. I've been thinking about it ever since.
What was it?
When I said that what happened to Jeff was unthinkable, you said it wasn't. What did you mean by that?
Caroline, look. Mac has tried it his way and it didn't work.
Yes, but she asked to see Mac.
I don't care, Kate. Am I supposed to just stand here and let her twist the knife in? I want to see
No.
her. Look, I just want to put my case.
Going in there, feeling the way you do now, is not a good idea.
It wasn't unthinkable, because a lot of people do actually think those things. They see someone they love suffer and they want to help somehow. Well, that's not unthinkable. I wonder you didn't think it yourself. That's all I meant. It made me very angry to see what your husband went through. It still makes me angry. I don't know why it has to be like that. I never do. And I know that Dr. Powers felt the same. She was only doing her professional best.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Yes. It wasn't her. Or anything she did. It was me. You see, I convinced myself that it was her. I did want someone to pay for what happened to Jeff. But really, I'm the one to blame, aren't I?
No. No, of course not.
It is what you said it was. It is what I was thinking. And if he'd gone on suffering another day, I don't...
No. No, Rachel. Look, you thought what you thought because you loved him. And no one's going to blame you for that.
I have tried to keep myself together. I didn't mean... You will tell her I'm sorry, won't you?
Of course.
Wouldn't have helped at all, you going in like that.
No?
I'm glad things have worked out the way they have, Caroline.
You mean I'm in the clear?
I wouldn't put it like that. We always thought you were, you know that.
Do I?
Well, you should. There's really no need...
What? hasty decisions.
Oh, yes. You know, we'd all regret it.
Maybe.